related to the internet world. Somebody said something. Video chat, this is too common. I'll give you a food for thought. Have you heard of something called digital afterlife? Have you heard of digital afterlife? What is digital afterlife? And this is one of the things that are coming up in the world. So you see, it's very simple. All of you have a Gmail account or a Yahoo account or a Hotmail account or some account you have, right? Every individual today has 5 or 6 different accounts other than the bank account, which I hope some of you have, right? You all have a bank account. But you have a Gmail account, you have a Facebook account, you have a Twitter account, you have so on. It's very interesting to think what will happen to all of these once you die. I don't want any of you to die here, but think about what is the footprint that every individual is leaving behind. So in the US, now as part of the bill, they are saying, this is my Gmail account, please hand over this Gmail account to my son. This is happening. And there's a whole industry happening behind it. This is called digital afterlife. Now you think, shit, I didn't think about it, right? Because we are too young, because we don't believe that people are going to die anyway, right? Because you're all 23-year-old and you think you'll live 8 years, so why think about my Gmail account, what will happen after 8 years? It's very interesting why I'm talking about this. A lot of it is a factor of time. I'll give you 2 simple things that happen in SAP. So we built a very beautiful campus. You saw the picture of it. And suddenly there was a huge demand to have creche in the office. You know creche? The creche is where you can keep the children, right? And so why has that happened? Because a lot of people got married and they had children and they wanted to have a good work-life balance, so they thought about building a creche. And I was not there when the campus was built, so I asked the previous MD and I said, why didn't you build a creche in the campus when you were building the campus? Now we have to figure a new way to do it. And he said, Firoz, we asked all the employees, they didn't want a creche. And they said, why do they want a creche now? Do you know why? Because they had asked for it in 2003 and the average age was 23. So when the average age is 23, nobody thinks about having a creche because nobody is married and nobody has children. Today the average age is 29. People got married and they have children and now they say, oh no, I have to keep my child somewhere so that I can come to work. So a lot of it is a factor of time. You may not think digital afterlife is important now because you're not able to foresee. But a digital afterlife will become important after 4 or 5 years or after 10 years because all of us are going to leave a digital footprint behind. And there's a lot of information in digital footprints. And so you want to know what to do with that digital footprint. So this could well be a great idea of the future because there are people working on it. Another very interesting idea which happened, and we have these innovation contests at SAP as well where we get in different kinds of people into the company so that we can innovate, we can think differently. And our first rule is get people from non-IT. Don't get IT people. I mean, Narayan Murthy was an exception there. But otherwise, we don't get IT people. Because we have a fundamental problem. The problem is we have very smart people, but they are surrounded by the same kind of people doing the same things, reading the same books, going to the same movies, all going to parks on the weekends to do the same stuff. When you're doing similar things, you will never innovate. Because I ask my employees, what do you do? And they all do the same thing. And I say, how many of you have friends who are not engineers? 0. So they're surrounded by the same kind of people. They do the same activities, they discuss the same things, do the same things on a weekend, so you are not able to think differently. And to build a culture of innovation, you have to think differently. And that's what we are trying to provide at SAP Labs, where every week in a year, we get a person who's not from the IT industry, so that they can create a culture of innovation, and they can think differently. And so I talked about this to Business India and they said, Firoz, that's a great idea, but tell me What product has come out of this initiative? As I said before, there is no value if you do things and there is nothing that comes out which cannot be monetized. And very interestingly, we had invited a person by the name Ghoria Majumdar. I don't know how many of you know. He's a cricket commentator. Right? He's a cricket commentator. He comes at times now often. He had come. He's the first person to do a PhD in cricket literature. There's not too many people who've done PhD on cricket literature. He came and spoke to employees for 1.5 hours. And after that came one of the biggest product ideas come out of SAP. One of the employees walked up to me and said, Feroz, you know what? We have a great product idea here. I said, what is it? He said, why don't we have a sports administration product? I said, what's a sports administration product? So if you see here, when a big event happens, could be an Olympics, could be a Commonwealth Games, all of these are done in a very unplanned, unstructured manner. Most of these events need a lot of administration, a lot of organization, but there is no software to take care of it. Also, the entire industry is very corrupt. All of you know that, right? It's a very corrupt industry. So there is not much of transparency, and the software can bring that transparency into the product, and that's where we launched something called SAP Square. SAP Square stands for Sports Administration Product by SAP, and it was rated as one of the best ideas globally, and we are now trying to productize it. Make a software which will help you to administer software. And why is it a great idea? Because most of this software can also be used by all the Premier Leagues. Right? It can be used by the IPL teams, it can be used by the English Premier Leagues and so on. And the good thing is all these leagues are cash rich, so they have a lot of money to spare. So they can afford to buy the product. Now why am I saying this? It's just to set an example for all of you who are participating in the event that a good idea is only worth if it can be productized and monetized. Right? So always figure a way to monetize a good idea. Why I believe that you guys can become and should become entrepreneurs. You have to remember that you can either become an entrepreneur when you are 20 or after 45. Nobody becomes an entrepreneur in between. Because at 20 you are all bold, you are all ambitious and sometimes very stupid, which is good. It is very important to be stupid at some times. Because if you are very practical, you will never take some risks. How many of you are in the 20s here? Lovely, all of you, right? I mean, except the first two I know. All of you are in your 20s, right? So it's a great opportunity because you all are dreamers, right? By the time you become 30, you get caught in the vicious cycle of life. You want to have money, you want to have car, you want to get married, you want to have children, then your wife decides what you do, for example. You cannot decide it anymore. And then it takes you 15 years to come out of that cycle. At the age of 45, probably you have achieved a lot, you have some financial security, so you can become an entrepreneur at the age of 45 or after 45. So if some of you are bold enough, become an entrepreneur now and dare to fail. It's the most important thing that young people need to know. They need to learn how to fail. A lot of people don't know how to fail. You know, in my job as an MD, day in and day out, I'm expected to be successful. I'm expected to conduct and do things the right way. Because there are 4,000 people who are looking up. I am not allowed to fail. And if you are not allowed to fail, you will fail for sure. So you have to find ways to fail. So you saw in my biodata that I play tennis, right? You know why I play tennis? It's the only place day in and day out my tennis coach beats me 6-0, 6-0. Because at 6 o'clock when I go to play tennis, I know I'm going to be a loser. And very badly. I'm still trying to win my first game from my coach. It's a great leveler. I am supposed to fail, and you have to sometimes force yourself to be in positions where you can fail. Our Chief Technology Officer, Vishal Sikka, is one of the greatest minds in the industry. He's a He's a pass out from Stanford. Started to